share.
Okay, I muted all because there's a lot of noise at my end also. So today we'll start with the JavaScript. So far what we have seen is HTML, CSS, and now we'll start with JavaScript. Now just to reiterate, HTML is used to add structure to the pages. Okay, when I say structure, you will have layouts, sections, paragraph. Once you have created the structure, you wanted to add style to a web pages. So style would be something like adding color, borders, okay, font size. For styling, we use CSS. But still, the web page that we have developed, it is static. It is not responsive. If you do an input, it is not giving you an output. To add programming to our web pages, we will make use of JavaScript. Okay. Now, to make use of JavaScript, very first thing that we need to do is within the head tag, we will have a tag by name script. Can you just have script and just make it an angle bracket script?
Script.
Yes, script.
So just
Yes, and then let's close the script also. Just hit enter 2-3 times and let's close the script tag. Okay, very good. Now, any statement that we write over here, it's all would be our JavaScript. Okay. So anytime we write a statement, it has to end with a semicolon. Just remember the way we did it in the CSS. When we were having the statement, we were ending it with a semicolon. Okay. Now let's write a very simple thing over here. Okay. Can you write document?
Document.element.get, right? Something.
Correct. Yes. So just write down document. Shreyansh, you're also able to do it.
sir written document.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Shreyansh also to confirm.
I'll be doing it in 5 minutes. Actually, I'm just having my lunch break.
Are you having what? Sorry. Okay. So let's write document dot write dot document dot write and give two WRITE. Yeah. Do not give any space between dot and write. And after that, give two round brackets, something like that, the round bracket. Okay. And within this round bracket, if you can just type in double quotes, just type hello in double quotes and then close it. Yeah. Okay. And put a semicolon. Can you just save this particular file as an HTML? Let's save this file as an HTML. And that semicolon will be after the second. So the semicolon will be at the over here after the bracket. And let's save this as an HTML file. Or you can create a folder by today's date, 17th October, and in that you can save the file, 17th HTML. This is an HTML file, so no need to. 17th October is good. This is an HTML file itself. Okay, let's open this file. Okay, so you would have seen whatever you have written is displayed over here. Okay, so what we have done in our script section, we have said document.write. So this entire thing is a document, and whatever we are calling in the write function, okay, whatever is coming in those two round brackets is being displayed over here. Can you now go back to your code? Let's go back to your code.
No, first go to that
Just a minute.
folder and do right click, and then there will be your option. Edit with Notepad Plus. Edit with Notepad Plus, where there it is. You have to again open that file. Change the name.
Name is okay. There is nothing wrong with the name. Just hit escape.
Name is okay. Then right click on that file. Then go to edit with Notepad Plus. And then click on, go to that file manager. No. And then go to that file. And then open that file.
Karan, it's open. See,
No, in Chrome.
Chrome. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. Sir? Sir?
Krish.
Sir, done.
Okay, very good. Now let's change this message over. Instead of hello, let's say hello world. I just want to make sure you guys, if you change message over here, whether it is being displayed on the browser or not. Save it and then just save this. Can you do one thing? Wait, Krish. Let's go back to the notepad. Click on run over here. Oh, you don't get that option. Okay, leave it. Let's go and just refresh that page. Web page. Okay, all right. So what again I'm going to repeat. So all what we have done is, if you go back to the code again, we have inserted new tag by name script within. So whatever statement we write within the script tag will be our JavaScript statement. The very first statement is a very simple one I want to show you is document.write. Whatever you write over here will be displayed on your web page. Says there is a document over there, go and write whatever is displayed over here. Okay. Now what we will do, you can delete this line. Let's remove this line. Okay. Now let's discuss about variables. Okay, VAR. variables are important in the sense that any programming that you do, everywhere you're going to make use of variables. Variables are something where you hold your data. Just think of variables as a container where you will hold your data. An example would be, can you write VAR? Let's write VAR and give a space and just say day, 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 and put a semicolon. Then do next one. Let's hit enter, and let's say VAR and put a space and say years.
We'll remove that.
No, which one? Karan?
Document.get. Sorry.
Yes, yes,
Document.write.
dot right. Yes, yes. Okay. So what we are doing right now, we have defined two variables. One variable is by name bay, and second is by name years. Okay. We have just defined variables because there is some data which will go into these two variables. Okay. So whenever you will do programming, you will always have variables over there. Variables are nothing but containers where you're going to hold your data. Okay. Now this variable, for example, years, it's an empty variable. There is no data inside it. So we can assign a value to this particular variable also. To do that, can you put var years equal, let's put equal after that. Uh, uh, just remove the semicolon, will be always at the end of the statement. Equal, and put your age over there, whatever is your age, and put semicolon. So now the first one is an example of a variable which does not have any value. It is an empty variable. But the second one, we have defined a variable by years, and we have also defined what is the value that is stored between this in this particular variable. Okay. So always remember, we have got a variable. We will do all our manipulation on this variable. This variable will have certain value. Okay. So whatever you define on the right hand side, that value is assigned to the variable. So as of now, the value of years variable is 12 because you assign that value over here. Okay, if you guys are doing math, right, you have x plus y equal to something, right, 12. So consider then x equal to 12 minus y. Now consider x to be a variable. Okay, so over here, this assignment that we have done equal to is something that's the similar way we are doing. We have just assigned it. Okay. Shreyans, you're able to do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then variables could be of many types. Okay, but just remember basic variables. Now let's have one more variable. Just write var. We hit enter. Hit enter. Krish, you can hear me? If you can hit enter. Okay, write var space. Let's give a variable name as first name. Just write first name equal, and give in double quotes, give your name. Put double quotes, close it, and put a semicolon. Okay. Now, when you are defining a variable, okay, the way we have defined a variable, there should not be any space in between. Okay. So first and name, there should not be any space. Can you remove the space? It should be one word as such. Okay. Second naming convention is the first alphabet, right? What we have will be lowercase and the name N would be uppercase. Can you make this N as uppercase? Very good. Okay. This just make it easy for us to read it now. Okay. So if you are defining a variable which consists of 2 words or 3 words, make sure the first alphabet is lowercase, the first character is lowercase, but the second one should be the uppercase. Now variables, as of now, if you can see, bay is a variable, years is a variable, first name is a variable, but bay has no value assigned. Year has got a numeric value assigned, 12. First name has got a string assigned. Okay, so different kind of data can be assigned to a variable. With me?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes, go ahead, please.
so we can put like anything which we want to store, right, in a form of variable.
Yes, correct. Now, there could be one more type where you want to get an answer as true or false. That would be known as Boolean
Alert.
variable. Okay.
We can tell,
And you
but there's a option of alert also, right?
alert is a pop-up. We'll do alert also. Can you hit enter again, Krish? Hit enter. And let's say var, var, and give a space. And let's give it a game over. Game over equal. Let's say true. True, you will just say true. There, it will not be in a quote. Okay, it will be just true. Okay, so again, this years is a variable. It has got a numeric value assigned. First name is a variable. It has got a string assigned, text assigned. Game over is a variable. It has got a Boolean value assigned. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So variables can have various kind of values. So think of variable as a container which can hold the value or the data that you want it to hold it. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat. Whenever you are going to do programming, you will always work with variables because data has to be stored somewhere. So we have seen how to define a variable. This is just a definition. And these three are assignment. So basic variables are integer, then you have string, and you have Boolean. Okay,
Yeah.
Boolean is, yes, Krish.
Sir, I wanted to know that this Python and this JavaScript are both are same only.
Concepts everywhere it's same, right?
Yes,
It's
sir.
just the syntax is changing. Okay.
Yes, sir. Because in computer book I have listen about string operator, relational, boolean. That.
Very good. Okay. Right. Any questions as of now?
No, sir.
Sir,
Okay. Okay. Now let Shreyans share. Shreyans, you have written.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now let's look into how. Now, as a programmer, we want to know what is the value this variable has or this variable has. Okay. To do that, one of the easiest ways, can you hit enter again? Hit enter and write down alert, alert, ALERT in bracket. Just mention the variable name. Let's suppose first name. Just mention first name. First name, very good. And close it with a semicolon. And now show me on your browser. Just let's save it and
Sir, nothing is coming.
let's go back for
shows our
others.
person.
Sorry, Karan.
It shows, it works, it shows our person.
Shows.
Whatever
Let's
our
say
variable contains, it shows.
Why? Okay, now it shows, right?
Yes,
So,
sir, it's showing.
all right. So it is showing it now. Now let's go back to the code again. Say okay. Suppose you want to see more than one value. Okay, so you'll say first name and give a plus sign and then say game over. First name plus sign and then say game over. Okay. So what we are doing, whatever variable, whatever values we have assigned to that variable, those values we can see it now. Okay. So alert is you're going to make use of alert either to test your code or to give a pop-up to the user if they have done something wrong. Okay. Or if you want to inform them of something, at that time you're going to make use of alert. So now using programming, you are interacting with your browser. Earlier using HTML or CSS, you cannot do coding like this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wait. Okay. All right. All right. Another thing that you guys need to understand is someone may ask you, okay, not now, but if you have Vivas in your school, do you have Vivas in your school? Anyone has Vivas? Okay. Do you guys know what Viva is? Okay, Viva is you have written test, right? If you have an oral test, then if your computer teacher come and ask that, what is the difference between Java and JavaScript? Now the basic difference is Java is known as very strongly typed language. This means, can you go back to the, let's go back. Okay, this means in Java, if you have to define a variable, okay, you will say the variable, what is the variable type? You say int, integer type, and then you will say age equal 15. Okay. But JavaScript is very loosely typed, we call it. Over there, the the way you define variables, it does not require the data type to be defined. Data type means what kind of data that variable is going to hold. An example, for example, in JavaScript, over here we define it as variable, right? Can you just remove this var as such? Let's remove var.
Excuse me, sir. In my, it's showing Krish is true.
Yeah, because you would have used the like true as such, right? Or have you put the double quotes over there or what?
Yes, sir.
So don't put double quotes as such.
No, sir. I'm not put down. I have something listen else.
Okay. Just give me 1 second, okay? I'll just finish and then I'll come to you. Over here, years equal 14, okay? We have not specified variable. This is loosely typed. Can you, in the alert, can you just replace this with years and see it shows years or not, whatever the value of the years is? Just save it and
Yes, it works.
okay.
Sir, it is showing.
Okay, but this is not a good programming practice because someone else has to read your code. They will not understand what years is all about. Okay, so you should always define your variable. Okay. Okay. Now let me go to Karan. Okay, Karan. Or yeah, Karan, please share. Okay, so far what we are doing, we are using the JavaScript which is embedded in the HTML page itself. Okay, but instead of that, we should have a separate file for the JavaScript.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The extension is right.
Yeah. So
Dot
let's
.js, right?
.js. Yes. So first, let's create a just open a new tab in your editor. Okay. Very good. Now just copy paste the code that you had.
I'll just save.
Okay. Okay, whatever is between script tag, yeah, let's copy paste over here and let's wait for others also. Okay. So what we are, no, it will not work like this. Let's first wait for others. So what we are doing, we do not want our JavaScript code to be in the HTML file. It will be always in an external file, the way we did it for CSS. To do that, first we will create a JavaScript file. Please let me know if everyone has done that. Krish, you have done it.
Sir, can you show the file? How to create?
Yeah,
File would be
the extension .js instead of .html.
Certain.
Krish done.
Sir, which file name we have to choose?
Just choose 17th October JS, right? .js.
The-
Done, Krish? Krish cannot hear you.
Yes, sir, I've done.
Okay, very good. So far, just to reiterate what we are doing, we are taking the JavaScript code out of HTML file and then we have put it into a new file. Still, we have to go back and link the HTML file with this JS file. That linkage is not done. To do that, let's go back to the HTML file. And can you, yeah, after script, right? The first, just put a space bar, put a space after, within that script tag, the first script tag. Okay. Karan, this is a script tag, right? The first script tag. Put a space over here, the first one. Yeah. Put a space and types src equal and give the path name. So if you have the file in the same folder as the HTML, then just give the name of that JavaScript file.
Imports, right?
Both the HTML and JavaScript in the same folder or not?
It's there. It's in the same folder.
In the same October, okay. And it should be double quote. Source equals, and you're giving the path as such, okay. All right. And now save it and see your web page works or not.
Yes. So
Okay. Now Krish,
Sir?
is it working for you?
Sir, the web page is JavaScript web page is not opening.
The JavaScript page will not open, right? Always your HTML page will open on the web browser.
Okay, sir.
So you are calling that JavaScript in your HTML page.
Yes, sir.
Worked? Shreyans, it worked?
Yes, sir, wait, I just see.
Yes, sir, it is working.
Yeah, sir.
Krish, done?
Yes, sir, wait.
Or
10.
you?
I'm just seeing that it is working or not. But I've done it.
You have done it. Okay. Can you go back to your JavaScript file then? Let's go back to a
Sir,
JavaScript
I'm
file.
on my JavaScript.
Okay. Can you add one more alert into your JavaScript file? Just say alert
Yes.
and in bracket just say today is 17th October in double quotes. Just see whether that is displayed or not on the web browser.
Sir, wait. Sir, can you show the code? Not today. Okay, sir.
Karan, just make sure every time you end a statement with semicolon. Okay. Okay. Krish, done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's delete everything on your JavaScript file. Let's delete everything. Now we will understand a new concept which is by name function. Okay. If someone asks you what is function, you will say function is a group of statement which is supposed to do something. Okay. That's all function is all about. Take for example, we are going to write a function. Okay. So just write function, Karan. And this all you have to do in your JavaScript file. Okay. Function, give a name to that, put a space, give a name to it. Just give a name 17th October 17 OCT function 17 OCT and put after that do not put a space inside like 17 OCT and then after that give two round brackets. Okay, so every time, so what we are doing and then give two curly brackets. After that, give two curly brackets. And, okay, very good. Okay, so now let's wait for everyone to do this part and then we will continue.
Sir, done.
Sir, done.
Okay, so what we are going to do right now, we are going to write a function. Function is again group of statements that you want it to execute. Instead of writing that statement again and again, you will write those statements in a function block. So we have defined a function by name 17th October. But what is this function supposed to do? It's supposed to call an alert. Can you write alert over here? Let's write alert and say alert, and in the bracket, just say in the bracket double quote, this is the first alert. Within the bracket, this is the first alert. And let's save it. And now let's wait as such for others to do it.
Done.
Okay, let's wait as such.
Sir, done.
All right. Now, if you go back to a web page, do you see anything? Is it showing any alert or not when you refresh the web page? Yes, no.
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
How about you, Krish?
Sir,
But-
seeing.
Sorry,
Sir, it's saying Krish true.
showing Krish too. Show me what you have done. Okay, let's go back to your code and show me what you have done. You have got a function, but this is the first alert. No, go back to your HTML code. Go to your HTML code. And in HTML, let's delete these lines. And where you have linked your HTML with the JavaScript file,
Sir, wait. Sir, here.
no, you have to write a statement, right? Within script, you have to write a statement. Shreyansh, if you can guide him how to do that. So he has to link the HTML with the CSS file.
Sir, could you please repeat?
So Krish has created a JavaScript file. Okay, he has to link the JavaScript file with the HTML file. How can he do that?
First, we will give a space after in the script tag only. The first script tag before the angle bracket closes. In the first script tag. First, yes.
Here?
Yes, over here, a space. And then we will write src. src is equal to src, not h. No, it will be src instead of
It will be
src.
SRC.
Sir,
not
I'm not able to hear him.
It
Just
will.
a second.
This will be SRS. Cancel this then.
Am I audible now?
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Then write 17th OCT. 17 OCT. No. What is the file's name? I thought this is a JavaScript file. What is your file's JavaScript file's name?
17th October.
So write that name of the file and remove th. In you have to write that in quotes. No, not SRC. Only that 17th October. And then just write the extension after R.
Where?
Yeah, after October's R. Yeah. Then just try to execute. Boom.
Okay, let's go back to your browser and see anything is happening on the browser or not. Okay, so just to reiterate why we are doing it, Krish, we have got an HTML file, okay, and we have got a JavaScript file. we have to link the JavaScript with the HTML file. How we are going to link it? Using this source statement.
Yes.
When this HTML file loads, it is going to find where is the source for the JavaScript. JavaScript is located. This is the file. Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Using this statement, we are linking the HTML file and the JavaScript file. Okay. Now let's go to your JavaScript code. Open your JavaScript code. All right. So now coming back to the function thing. Okay. We have defined a function by name 17th October. This function is supposed to show us an alert, but this is not showing us. Why? Because we have just defined the function. We have not called the function.
Yes. Sir.
We have to call function. To call function over here, just write down whatever is the function, or whatever is the name of your function, just write your function name with 2 round brackets and put a semicolon at the end. What is the function name that you have?
17 October.
Okay, let's write that.
Sir, with extension also.
Not extension, just put this function name. You are calling this function,
Yes, sir.
so you have to put those round brackets also. Okay, and put a semicolon at the end. Now save it and see the web browser is doing it or not. How about others?
Can you show the code once?
Yes, this function name and this function name is different, right, Krish? It has to be the same function name, correct?
Oh, yes. Sir.
No, it doesn't.
Sir, it isn't working.
Okay, let's wait for others also. And just cross check whether, do one thing. Can you put this, can you just copy this alert and put it over here below that? Just copy this, put it below it, and say this is the second alert. Just instead of first alert, let's say second alert, and save it, and just first make sure that both files are connected or not. Okay, so this means the files are not connected. Now just cross check whether the file name, the way you define the file name, whether it is lowercase, uppercase, it has to be matched as such. Okay. Krish, let's try to solve your problem first. Okay, show me in the folder where the file is. 17th, just 717 OC2OV. Yeah. Okay, and show me your HTML file.
This is HTML.
No, in the code. 1702.
Sir, there is a space in it.
That's okay. That's not a problem.
That is no, yeah, that is.
Excuse me, sir. I think there is the function is wrong. The
Okay.
function word.
The word it's okay. Let's go back to your JavaScript file. FUNC. Okay, thank you. FUNC. Okay. Okay, now save it.
Oops.
No, no, the space has to be there. Though. You have got function and then you have got name of that function.
Okay.
How about others? Is it working or not? No one it worked?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, let's do one more thing. Krish, can you remove this 17? Let's remove this 17. Let it be OCT. Remove this 17 from here. I'm just cross-checking something. Let's remove 17. Your file should work. Okay. This is the
Yeah,
first
sir.
alert. Okay.
Yes, sir, it
Say,
is working.
say okay. Say okay. This is second alert. Very good. Okay.
It doesn't open.
Yes. So the lesson learned is, I'll come to you, Krish, Karan. That function cannot start, the name of the function cannot start with numbers. Okay. It has to start with the alphabet. Okay. So, Karan, is it still not working for you?
Yeah, I'm checking. No. Okay.
Okay, Karan, all good?
It's not working.
Okay, show me. Okay, you have got a function. And what is that function doing? Put a line in between that function. What is that function supposed to do? Put an alert within the function.
But you told to remove that alert, right?
Let's put an alert. So this is the first. Okay. Okay. And Ruper's spelling is right. And your file is connected with the HTML.
Yeah, now it is.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's proceed. Okay. So just to reiterate, all that we are doing is we are calling the function. Okay, so if I just go back to current screen, I'm just going to keep on repeating. It's very important for you to understand what function is all about. Function you are going to define. So this is the name of the function. Once you define what that function is supposed to do, there will be many lines over here. Then you are going to call that function. Unless until you call that function will never get executed. In your programming, you're going to call the function on a button click. For example, if you click a button, you want to go it to the shopping cart. So you will have a function on button click. You're going to call that function. Okay. With me? This statement I just put to make sure that you are able to understand either I can have this line, okay, as an individual, or I can put it in a function. The advantage of putting a function is I just have to write it once. And then I have to just keep on calling that function. I can call that function multiple times at different places also.
Sir,
Yes, Karan.
so this function is similar to variable?
The variable is to hold a value, right? Function is where you are doing something. Okay. You are, so in future, like I'll show you what all things you can do in function. Okay, so tomorrow when we are going to meet, we're going to see what all other things we can do in a function. Okay. All right. Then in functions, we can pass some value. Okay. Now let's say, for example, over here, right? In this bracket, just put spaces, just put 3-4 spaces. Very good. Okay. So what we are going to do, and do not do others, just see what Karan is doing and then you guys can do it. Okay. We have got a function by name October. In that function, we are going to pass a value. Okay. While passing a value, that means, let's take for example, just write a variable over here by name number. Let's say number, or let's say age. So just say age. Okay. Okay. And in the alert over here, right? Just remove this and put age over there. Age. Remove that double quotes. Okay, very good. And wait, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. So far, what we are doing, we want to pass a value to a function. That value we are passing is age, but that age is not defined. What is that value of that particular variable, right? Whatever. So over here, can you in October, can you write 25 when we are calling that function? Not over there. When we call the function in line number 4, can you type 25? And now save it. Okay. So try to understand. Let's go back to the code. Let's go back to the code. We have a function. In that function, we are passing the value. This value can keep on changing. And how we are changing it? When we call the function October. Can you make this 45? Okay, and now save it and do it. Now the value is 45. Okay. Now let me go to Krish. Okay, Krish, please share.
Yes, sir. So wait.
Oh, you've done that also, Krish, very fast. This alert you can remove, in fact. Let's remove this alert, the last one. Okay, all right. So just to reiterate, we are passing a value. So whatever is in this, so when we define the function, okay, we have a function by name October. At the very start, we didn't had any parameter over here. Then we added a parameter by name age. When we call October function, that time we are passing a value. Suppose we pass a value 11. Okay. This way you can pass multiple values to the function. Suppose I want to pass one more value. Can you do comma over here? Age, comma, put age, comma, and say name, comma, name. Okay. And then over here say age plus age. In the alert say age plus name.
Plus.
Name. And just close it, alert, and then close it with a semicolon.
So where are the curly bracket?
Okay, and when, so now this is comma, right? I can't see it properly. Age, comma,
Yes.
name.
So wait. Oh, it's that.
Okay, very good. So now we are passing two parameters. First parameter is age, second parameter is name. So when we are calling the function, we have to pass two also. Say 25 comma. You can, in double quotes, you can write the name as such. Okay. So when you're going to call this function October, say 25 comma.
Comma.
And in double quotes, give a name of a person who
But
you
why
think
do
is
we have to write name? Yeah, name.
because there are two parameters that this function is expecting now. Okay, put in double quotes. Now just save it. Okay. So the important thing I'm repeating again is function. When we started looking at function, we said that it's a, can you go back to the code again? Very first time when we look at the function was, there was nothing that we were passing over there. Then we passed one value, then we passed the second value. Like this, we can pass multiple values, and then whatever is the result, that we can see it. Okay. Right. So right now it may not make much sense, but in future, when we are doing programming, then I'll show you why we are passing values over here. An example could be, you create a function which says add. Okay. You will have two values, X and Y. And then you will say alert. You will say X plus Y. With me? So this is my function. Now when I'm going to call the function, I say add 5, 10. Then I'll say add 11, 20. So I have defined my code only once, but when I'm calling the function, I'm passing different values. It will give me different results. Okay. Now let's try this thing. Okay, Shreyans, if you can share your screen, we will try this one now. Okay. So in the same file, add a new function. Let's hit enter and say function add, and in the bracket say X, Y. That function will accept two values, X, Y. Okay. And then click enter, enter. Then we'll say var, var, sum equal X plus Y, and sum equal X plus Y. Very good. And then we will call this function, right? So after that, say add in bracket, say 15, 10. Put semicolon and let's try it out. Okay. And wait. Let's go back. Can you put alert over here within the function? Because we have to see the result. Alert in bracket sum. Okay, let's see. Okay, 25. Okay, so now again go back to your code. Over here, hit over here again. Now do again call the function add 5, 100, for example. 5, 100. Now save it and show me again. Okay. So we have written function once, but we are calling it with the different values. Okay. So this is how the function you are supposed to do it. Similarly, you can have a function for subtraction, for addition, for multiplication. So you can do that. So anytime you have a piece of code which has to be repetitive, then make it in a function. Otherwise, I have to write the same line again for this also, for this also, for this also. I've just written it once and I'm then calling it. I'm just passing the value.
Sir, it doesn't work for me.
Okay, Karan, please share.
Remove it. I have not put sum in that alert.
So this alert will come within the function itself. Okay. So let's go back to your code. The alert will be within that function. You have to show it within the function. And put a semicolon every time, okay? Okay. Working now? Put a semicolon and line number 11 also.
It shows 15.
Yeah, let's, okay. Show me sum x plus y, it will be, right? Not over there. When you say var sum is equal to x plus y. You are adding those two numbers and storing it in a variable by name sum.
Yeah, now.
Sir, for my is working.
Okay, so let's wait for Karan also to confirm.
One more I'll write. Add.
No, I'm just saying what is not working right now. Function. Just give me a second, okay? Let me just read it from the top. You have a function by name October, age and name.
Sir, semicolon is placed wrong where?
Where?
Sir, semicolon, sir. Yeah, sir.
No, I
Now
think
it's
it is working. Okay. So if you want to do add of 25 plus 85, right? So you will have one more add statement. So if you can have one more time, if you can call the same function add. Okay, very good. Okay. All right. So tomorrow we'll continue to work on functions. We will look at the other things also. Okay. But just practice it. Okay, because now it will slightly get more interesting also. You have to start using your brain. Okay, where you're doing a programming now. Okay. Any other question for me?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Shreyans. Thank you, Karan. Bye,
Thank you,
Krish.
sir.
Bye.
Sir,
Yes, Karan.
sir, I have a better code editor.
But can you show us tomorrow as such how to use it?
sir, for my everything is working now.
Okay, very good, Krish. So Karan, tomorrow you can show us how to work on this code editor.
It's like same, but it has better features.
Okay, so tomorrow we can spend some time in downloading it. Okay, all right.
Bye, sir.
Bye, Krish. Bye, everyone.